evening, everyone, and welcome to the Total Warcast. I'm your host, Ellie, reporting almost live from Snowtops, Norway, and this is episode 7. Now, I have a small thing to discuss, and that's why haven't you updated until now? Well, my hard drive crashed, so we had a war catastrophe. Yeah, no pun or whatever you want to call it. It's a very good name. But me and Wenger, we did it a couple of weeks ago, the episode 7, but my hard drive crashed before I could upload it, and it was lost. So sadly, I had to redo it, and we're redoing it right now. So we've rewritten our script, and we are heading off into the unknown. Well, unknown. We know what we're going to talk about at least. Wenger, welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be with you again, Daily.
Yeah, we've done this, so we've had good practice now. Even though people haven't heard us, we've talked a lot. But yeah, on this agenda today, we're going to do a quick episode. It's not going to be very long, like the last one, episode 6, which was 1.5 hours. This one is going to be a little bit shorter, but we'll discuss more topics, so to say. So it's going to be, like, in general gaming discussion today. But the first thing I want to discuss is that we have upgraded to V Bulletin. It's not so much to say other than, well, what you're seeing right now. As you might have noticed, there's a lot of dropping out. There's a lot of slowness, but that will be sorted out. It's just in the... Well, they're working on it, so let's hope that that it sorts itself out. I don't know, have you experienced a lot of problems, Wenger?
Yeah, I've had some problems going on the forums, but it seems to have been fixed during the last few days here.
Yeah, I'm having problems connecting as of now, so it's gonna be a little bit rough when especially I have to do the competition, picture of the week and all that today, which is gonna be hell with, not loading, but we'll see how it goes. If not, I just have to postpone it. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, so that's it. That's V4. I don't think we can actually appreciate how, well, if it's better for us until all the little kinks have been sorted out. And as you can see, not every design aspect is fixed, like the rep icons. Well, that's not really important, but having the banners and, just the general stuff. But I would like actually more performance issue being fixed. So yeah, we want to move on. Wenger, we are actually going to talk about Minecraft Center. Now, Minecraft Center is TW Center's sister site, which has recently been released as its own site, its own website. Me and Wenger are members there, and we want everyone else to join. Of course, if you play Minecraft, play it on TWC servers and stuff like that, you can hop on in here and be part of the community. It's growing every day, and we've got an influx of new players. So, but what do you want to say about it, Wenger?
Well, it's good that we finally got our own full forums for it. I mean, it was kind of cramped back on the normal TWC, and we couldn't get that much attention with everyone else doing other things, and it's pretty good to have our own forum for it.
Plus we have potential now. I'm in content on MCC as well, working on a few stuff which I won't actually work on TWC. TWC is more of a Warcast stuff for me, but on MCC I can work on some other things. So that's really cool, actually expanding my horizons. It's always fun. So it wakes up. Well, at least for people who doesn't know, is that we've had a... we had a Minecraft server, unofficial, and then we had the official TWC Minecraft server. Now it's its own site. So Minecraft Center, or Minecraft on TWC, has expanded really much, and it's a PvP server, creative, competitive, and collaborative, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's also a Ticket server.
Is there a Ticket server?
Yeah, we have a Ticket server.
Oh, I need to find out that. I like Ticket. Building complicated sorting systems for all my coal. But yeah, well, as we can see with the site, it's not only Minecraft. Well, what Ged and the other ones who are setting up the site is to create a sort of a plugin makers community. Like TWC is for Total War with its mods, we really want to create a community for plugin makers, and it's well, that part is still in the works, but hopefully we can get to know, well, this is actually one of the other goals with not only hosting the servers but also creating a community around plugins. So, but if you want to join, I would recommend you go to minecraftcenter.net. You do the register on the forum, and then you have to go to, after you registered and you chose your name and all that, you have to go into my settings and put where you should my Minecraft name, and you have to put in your Minecraft name, and that should whitelist you on the servers. Read the rules. There are the terms of service and all that that's in the works. It's a little bit more lax in terms of compared to TWC, but it's still quite. There are rules still. So, but we have a few features on the server that I want to talk about a little bit. We can do a quick. Do you want to take resource points, Wenger, or should I take them?
I can take them. On the server, there are a dozen of set points called resource points. These are spread out all over the map, and they supply different resources which you can take. So every 24 or 48 hours, can't remember which, some resources spawn at these points. It could be wood, could be diamonds, stone, food, whatever you need. And this is mostly an incentive to get people to expand their nations out and take these points, because if you claim it, you're the only one who can get anything from it.
Yeah. All on the topic of claiming is something factions can do, using money which you get from mining or trading or etc., getting dollars. But another aspect of the factions is manpower. Now, manpower is very important when waging war on the server. Factions can wage war, they can ally, etc. Every person has it, and it depletes when you die. When at war with another faction, you do not generate manpower. You can only lose it. So, if you die a lot, and your entire faction goes under a certain percentage, the enemy faction can start to annex your lands, meaning that they can start reclaiming, and that's how you eventually might force your opponent to concede, and you win a war. So it's like how many people can you kill? Even though the annexing is quite rare, and usually it's just wars end before we get to that point, and it's either diplomatic terms, payment, or vassalage. So, but it's still a lot of fun, and it's probably one of the strong parts of the server. But yeah, do you want to say a little bit about factions, Wenger, since you know about it a little bit more than me?
Sure, Total War Center has its own faction plugin, which I'm sure you understand, considering how complex it is. And on the server, we have a number of really big factions with lots of history. Main really big faction is the Dwarves. They've been there for as long as TWC's had a Minecraft server, even back on the official ones. Then we have the Men of the North, almost as old as the Dwarves, a veteran faction at this point at war with the North Koreans and the Vaenor. The Builder faction of England, and during the last few months we've seen the rise of several new factions, such as Vaenor and Uesugi.
Yeah, Vaenor is the one I'm in, by the way. Just saying.
Yes, Funhouse himself advertising there daily. I'm in England, just so you all know. A few months ago we also had the Brotherhood, a very old and famous faction, almost as old as the server, but they fell down and kind of split up. And during the last few months we've also had waves of new players coming in, forming grand factions such as North Korea with almost 30 members.
Yeah, 30 members, that's a lot of people. So yeah, we had an influx from different communities, which was Telltale forums and Reddit, which brought in a lot of new players which is nice, so we can actually have putting Minecraft Center, a little bit away from TWC, creating their own kind of community and culture, so to say. But
yeah, also the influx was from the Tale worlds, not Telltale.
Sorry, Tale words. Tail Worlds. It's Friday. I got off work 2 hours ago, so I'm sorry. But yeah, another thing which you might want to see when you join is, if you join the forum, I would recommend checking out the map done by Connor93. Connor has taken it up to himself to document the rise and fall of the factions on the server, and is like you say, he has the DIN map, and he just plots out where the different factions are and how far they stretch and all that. So there's a lot of fun, because you get all the factions, and when people fall and when people disband and all that, you can see how big chunk get left and then it gets slowly taken over by somebody else. It's actually quite fun. So let's check out that. Let's see what more we can do. We jumped over some. Yeah, whatever. We have some custom plugins, custom made, and there also will be a continuous update of custom plugins as the community grows and as our plugin makers actually get the time to do it, which is a lot of fun. So if you have not heard about it, you haven't joined TWC, well, not TWC, but MCC as we call it now, Minecraft Center, join it and play a little bit. It's a lot of fun. We also have community held events on the competitive server, which we joined a few, I think it was 2 weeks ago. It was a lot of fun. Benz, who is the moderator of these events, did a great job, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. So yeah, so join it. That's all I have to say for now. You want to move on, Wenger?
Sure, can do. Latest news we have here is that Age of Empires 2 is being remade into HD and released on Steam. Now, some of you might not know, but Age of Empires 2 was considered probably the greatest strategy games of the last decade.
But it was. It was a really great game. I still play it to this day. And apparently it's now coming out in 9th of April, in a month, 1 month and 1 day. It will come up in a revised version. There's new sound, there's better textures, you have dual screen, there is Steam Workshop, better multiplayer, so everything is being revised, which is great news. It's a little bit steep, it's at 17 euros right now on Steam. It's 10% it says, so it's probably gonna be 20 euros when it's released, so we'll see how it turns out. I think that's a little bit steep for a revised game, but I really want it, so we will see what we do. I'm gonna leave 2 links, one to the Rock Paper Shotgun articles talking about it. It's not really that much to say but on that one, but I'm gonna at least leave the YouTube link for the trailer of it, so look out for that. Now, the next one is actually quite funny. Is the SimCity has been released, and there's been an uproar. Pitchfork has been raised, and the lighting of torches has begun. There is a lot of controversy. Yeah, that's a controversy towards EA for their kind of lackluster release, and also the way that they have a new policy saying always online, which is not a new one, but it's especially for this game here, is that they always have to be online, just like in Diablo 3, which is kind of sad because SimCity is not really a multiplayer game, so to say. It's more like a city building on your own terms. But EA has apologized for the recent release and tried to explain what went wrong, and saying that they're trying to fix it, and they even refunded some of the buyers their money, but not all, which was strange. But yeah, so it's kind of sad to see that things like this happen. For example, with the always online requirement, but it's also, I'm not gonna be jumping around cheering when the servers go down, but it's a kind of good sign to publishers that maybe this is not the way to go. And it's kind of sad that we're moving into stationary position. You can't really bring your laptop up to your cabin and play offline. You actually have to have an internet connection, which is, yeah, it's not actually. I don't think that's a good thing, but we'll see. I don't know. What do you think about always online, Wenger?
I haven't really played any games with that function, but well, it doesn't sound good, and especially not for someone like me who lives in a forest with pretty bad internet who can't always be online.
Yeah, and luckily it's not that for all games. But moving on, have you played Call of Juarez? Juarez.
Yes, I have played Bound in Blood, a pretty good game.
Is that the second one or?
Yeah, it's the second one.
Okay, yeah, I thought you played the third one, which was a disaster. The cartel one? Oh my god. That's just horrible. Call of Juarez is the fourth installment of the Call of Juarez series. I have played the first one, if I remember, or the second one. I can't really recall right now. It's a long time ago. But I liked that one when they were in the West. The third one flopped. It was put in the in present time with drug cartels and all that, and it kind of was it was a bad game. We can say that. It wasn't received well. I haven't played it myself, but what other people have said, it's not very good. But we'll see. Gunslinger, I'm gonna leave the link to the trailer. You can check it out if you want to. It's looking good. Next one, Wenger. Next news.
Yes, Walking Dead is being made into a game.
No, it's already in the game. Haven't you heard about it?
No, I haven't.
Oh
well,
my
that's
god.
why I don't know.
Okay, well, The Walking Dead has become a game. Season 1 of the game is actually out. It's 5 parts, and it's a click and... how do you explain it? It's a very... I can't remember what you kind of call those kind of games, but you don't really guide your character that much. You don't have that much freedom, but you have to find objects and you have to push them. A Broken Sword, have you played that ever?
Don't think I have.
I can't remember what it's called. 2 seconds, I'm gonna actually Google it. Broken Sword, let's see what they say. Okay, Wikipedia. It's an adventure game, you can say. Broken Sword, if anybody of you have played Broken Sword, it's kind of the same thing. You find you have to figure out kind of small puzzles. You have to figure out, and there's also a lot of choices. There's a lot of design choices. For example, who you want to let live, who you want to let die. And it turns... it's a really great game because it just... how can I say it? It's just really great. Really a lot of fun. And now Season 2 is going to come out. This is what we're talking about. Season 2 is coming out in fall 2013. That's the news. I played Season 1. I had a lot of fun with it. Actually, one of the few games I played in the last half year that actually drew me quite a lot in. And I enjoyed it a lot. So, yeah. There you go, Wenger. There's that... a little... You can check it out if you want to. But it's a lot of fun. I like it. Do you want to take the next one?
Could do. The BBC reports that the Steam Box, Valve's new console idea, might come out in June after talking to Gabe Newell. However, Gabe Newell refused repeatedly to comment on Half-Life 3.
As usual, so no news about Half-Life 3 as it's been. I'm getting frustrated and, I'm impatient here, but I'll manage. Steambox is actually one of the few things that looks promising. I hope it will be a little bit competition towards the others console market, and it seems that they're gonna beef it up with a lot of good hardware, which is awesome. There's nothing more to say. It might be out in June. It seems that they're gonna try to test it out. I wasn't sure if it's a release date. But it's certainly where customers can start to use it. They're probably going to test it, but we'll see how it goes. So be for a look at for that in the summer. Now, Wenger, you are gonna take over sort of the Warcast now because you want to talk about two of, well, I'm gonna of course comment, but you are gonna take over for talking about March of the Eagles, the DLC for. Is it a DLC or is it a game in itself?
No, March of the Eagles is its own game.
Okay. And the Crusader Kings II, the Old Gods, which is of course a DLC for Crusader Kings II. Kick it away, Wenger.
Right, so we're gonna take March of the Eagles first. This is Paradox Interactive's latest grand strategy game. It stretches over 1805 to 1820, pretty much the same era as Napoleon Total War, the Napoleonic era. It's covering Europe and those wars around Napoleon. If this starts to sound interesting right from the start, there's a demo available on Steam, which you can run up and often get, and on TWC there is a decent community of people playing the game. Deli, have you heard of March of the Eagles?
I have actually, but as people might have heard in my in the last 20 episodes of Warcast, usually with Gunny, is that I don't play so much Paradox games. I've tried a lot of them, but I'm not a huge Paradox fan, as many of my TWC friends is. For example, Gunny and you, Wenger. I like the concept of it, and I've read a lot about it, but I've never played it. So I think you have to be the voice of recommendation here, because I don't know.
Right, so March of the Eagles running on the Clausewitz engine, the same as all modern Paradox interactive games are. It's the improved version from Crusader Kings II, which looks pretty good. It's not Total War quality, it's still behind Napoleon Total War when it comes to looks, but it's pretty good looking still. And the music, it's good, somewhat lacking in variety. They could have done a bit more on that. Overall, the gameplay is very good. It's just what you'd expect from a Paradox game, and a bit more in some areas. Smaller nations are sadly not as fun. For example, Bavaria or Sweden just don't have the amount of content for a really good game. And managing Russia takes you a lot of time. The game is pretty small in size, only 600 megabytes on your hard drive. It's priced at 20 euros, and overall, it's a very good game. It's worth the price. Go try the demo if you're unsecure. You should really get this game because it's awesome. Also, I've been talking to some friends which I played it with. Main thinking around by those people is that it's kind of lacking in single player, but this is really a multiplayer game. You should be playing it with friends because you're gonna enjoy that quite a lot.
Yeah, sounds like fun. And is it the historical aspect of it? Is it as good as Paradox usually delivers? Is it satisfying?
Yeah, it's just as good as any other Paradox game in the grand strategy area. It's very good. It's deserving of the Paradox brand. It's pretty much what you'd expect and a bit more.
Really cool. Now the next one, the price. Do you think it's worth the 20 euros?
Yeah, I think it's worth the price. We'll see if there's any DLCs coming and how priced they are, but so far it's well worth the price.
Okay. Now the next one. We're still on Paradox. The next one is Crusader Kings II, The Old Gods. Now it seems that this is a DLC, but the main features, as we say, is you can play as a pagan chieftain and ravage your weak neighbors. Does it feature Vikings?
Yes, it features Vikings. One of the main parts is being a Viking, which I'm sure you'll enjoy daily. Yeah, the game has a new start date as well, in 867 AD, when the Viking Rurik found the first Russian kingdoms, and the great armies of the sons of Ragnar Lodbrok was ravaging the kingdom of England. Which wasn't actually a kingdom back then.
Cool. That actually sounds a lot of fun. So it seems here they're gonna like have different kind of features here. Like for example, if you remain at peace for too long, your people will grow restless, and you're a warrior culture. And great. Sounds like fun. So is this something you might want to pick up, or?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick it up. A Viking DLC, who doesn't want that? And there's also a lot of other content. For example, Zoroastrians in Persia can go and fight back against the Islamic Empire. The Byzantines will have a much better position to fight the Seljuks and other Turks. And of course, you can sacrifice to Odin, the best feature.
Aha, you can sacrifice Odin. Wasn't goats? They slit.
Goats, horses, and sometimes men.
And women and children too? Yeah. Well, it sounds really fun. And loot and pillage provinces. Burn down their cities and take their gold. Yeah, it sounds actually a lot of fun. It seems like a very different experience from Paradox games, actually. I don't know how it usually goes in wars, but it seems different from what you guys have told me. But yeah, that is actually everything. We did a kind of a quick episode here today, but that's actually all we have right now. There's not much else to talk about. Wenger, what have you been doing this month or week?
Me, I've been attending school, and then attending school again, and then sleeping, and probably more school somewhere around that.
How boring. Yeah, actually, I've started applying for different universities now in Norway, and hopefully I get into where I want, and probably be heading off in fall, like after summer. So it's gonna be exciting to see if everything works out as I plan, but I doubt it. Nothing does. But yeah, other than that, nothing has happened except that my hard drive died, and luckily I had a recent backup of all the Warcast stuff, like the backgrounds and music and all that. And also, by the way, I forgot to tell you this, Wenger, I think, but we have a new intro music, which probably they heard a half hour ago, so it's kind of us talking about it now, but at least we have a new intro sound. We'll see how everybody likes it, and if they don't, we move back, but I'm gonna try something new. Other than that, I don't have anything more to say. I'm gonna try to get up to weekly updates again in Warcast, but you know, I lost my entire video editing software. I lost everything I had, and I had to reinstall and do all that, and hopefully we can get it back on schedule again. But we'll see. Other than that, Wenger, is there something more you want to add?
I don't think there is.
Alright, well, this has been the Total Warcast episode 7. I want to thank you all for listening. It's short and good episode, but that's usually how it goes sometimes. I hope you all enjoyed it, our little rant, and I hope to see you next week. Goodbye, and have a good weekend, week, or whatever when you're listening to this.